From the skill of learning to draw, as you know, it's a very difficult skill to practice, but also very rewarding because you see your own growth even in a year. Don't think you can grow. Well, you can grow, but you cannot achieve mastery in a couple of weeks. Whatever you see on YouTube, that's kind of a little bit not real. These people who draw on YouTube like a master, they have been doing this for years, maybe decades. I don't want to take away your dream, but there's something to say for growth within your own skills and your own self-expression. Now, off drawing, figure drawing, is one of the most difficult things. But we recognize our own body parts, so to say, so we can connect with it. We can motivate ourselves to learn to draw this very well. Now, another thing that might be a little bit disappointing is that it's these days kind of a challenge to find a model to sit still with you. Even a nude model in a room with other artists. I always figured this out somehow with an art center, and they had models, and it's somewhere in the system, so just give that a try. Now, models without a tattoo these days is even a bigger challenge. But there's good news too. How about we're going to start preparing for the figure with your own body parts? How about we're going to learn to draw a foot first, or a hand, whatever you like. And if you don't really understand what I'm doing in the demonstration video, come to my classes and I will explain it within detail. I hope to see you soon. So you are familiar with the viewfinder and familiar with your own foot. Here's the dry eraser. I have a very thick one, and I'm not sure if I can change that. Do the outline as simple as possible only. But at the same time, look at the background. What is there? It doesn't have to be interesting, but it can be dark or light. Now, the way you see it, or the video sees it, and the way I see it, has a little bit different values. So don't compare too much with that. So first we do that, the viewfinder, then we're going to make the background darker, because in my case it is darker. In your case, the foot might be darker. I don't know. So be aware of that. And here I have a chamois. They're calling that a chamois. I can explain that a little bit better in class. And now we're going to take out the grid lines, and then we're going to hatch and cross hatch. Don't smudge to a point that you cannot see the lines anymore. And you also don't have to erase all the lines once you are starting to draw. Because if you are fine enough and controlled enough with your pencil to correct, then leave all the lines there is. Susan is very good at that, actually. And Mark, by the way, too. It doesn't have to be one line. Your last line needs to be thicker than the other lines. That is important. I very often make a very thick line and you cannot see the other lines, but that's not necessarily a way to go. Do look at all the subtleties and check and verify and check again and look at subtle shadows of muscles or bones, or even if you don't understand what it is, draw it to the best of your ability. And this can take a long time. If you have to erase because you're so far off that you think you cannot correct it, then that's fine. But you don't necessarily have to keep erasing. Use the eraser for the highlights, for the very last part when you want to light everything up. I see already when I started looking at the video that the carpet is slightly lighter than the darkest part of my foot. But that was not how I saw it. And the top of the toes have a little highlight on them. These things are kind of funny and makes it interesting. And use it when you see it. As you have already noticed, is that I'm using a little table easel. And we're going to use that a lot more because you can compare the objects better when it's all on the same level, the same plane. I hope that makes sense. Because your eyes can go really fast from the object to your drawing, the object to your drawing, object drawing. And it helps a lot to be accurate. So use that. What else can I tell you about the subject? Not much, actually. Don't try to make it more beautiful as you think it should be. I don't care. I'm not going to judge. I'm going to judge your capacity of light and dark, of making me believe that that is really truly what you saw, and incorporating the background. Let's see what you come up with. I am curious and I'm excited. I also hope this will help with the figure drawing when you have the figure and you can come really close to study either a shoulder part or a chin or an ear or a hand on top of a foot. Give it some chance. If you have a model, you don't only have to do the complete figure. This is a very good way to study up close how everything looks and the subtleties of the curves and the subtleties of the light and dark in all what you see. And now when it's your own foot, you have unlimited time, basically. I don't know, an hour? You don't even have to take breaks if you don't want to. But you can always put your foot back and say, oh, I didn't see this very well. Maybe I should go back and then look at it again. I'm going to speed up the video a little bit more and let you look at it.